Welcome to the spot. It's time to ignite. Oh yeah. Operation Hangout. The feeling's just right. Chilling with the crew. We're ready to groove. Opinions flying high. Come on, let's move. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Pull up a chair, let's get in the zone. Voices blending smooth like a funky trombone. Oh yeah. Topics from the heart, making us think. With a twist and a shout, raise up your drink. Cheers! Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Bring it down, shake it up, feel the beat. With every word we share, the circle's complete. Living loud, think it proud, that's what we do. Oh yeah. Join the club, come on through, we're waiting for you. Alright. Hang out, all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Hang out.
What is going on, everybody? We're back at another stream, another live. And of course, happy comic book day to everybody who's a comic book fan. Of course, you know where you're at. You're at Spartan Executive. I'm your host, Spartan AK tonight. So, tonight we are talking about a very iconic series. Of course, I am talking about the Call of Duty franchise because we haven't hit ground on that yet. We recently talked about Battlefield, but now we're talking about Call of Duty, the mecca of war games, the mecca of shooting games, the mecca of Royal Rumble games. And there's going to be a reason why I say all this. Just stay tuned and you're going to see. But before we go, I got a couple things I want to show you guys. I was on a little bit of an adventure today. So first of all, let's do a house cleaning. Eric's in the Greg, excuse me, not Eric. Greg's in the house. Please hit like and share. Thank you, my man. And of course, Eric is in there. Eric, I hope you scored some good comics because I did. So today was comic book day. I went down to White Comic to see my friend Peter. No relationship, of course. I'm the better looking word. So I scored Power Rangers. I score Avengers. I haven't read them yet, so I'm looking forward to bathroom material. Street Fighter, He-Man, and of course, Amazing Spider-Man. I'm looking forward to reading this, but I didn't only score that. If you guys remember a while back, we had a guest named Sabrina. Sabrina was a host, a author of a book series. But the book series is Hope. She's a doomsday kind of author, if you guys remember correctly. Wonderful person, great. She was doing a book signing at the comic book store. Guess what I did? I picked up a two special edition 2-in-1 book with her signature in there. I got this autograph from going in my collection. I know her personally through my work, but it was nice to see her in her own element, in a different environment. And it was a pleasure, actually. A great person. If you haven't seen her, please go check it out. Check the interview out and definitely support her. She's a great person. Um, so to tonight's show. Tonight's show is going to be about Call of Duty, like I said. So I grew up with Call of Duty in a way. I grew up with Call of Duty when it was an age of Call of Duty. So everybody has their own timeline when Call of Duty was the golden age. Hang on before you say you start bashing me in the chat like, oh, Call of Duty is good now. It's a personal preference in a way, because I feel the Call of Duty franchise was the best during the original Modern Warfare series and the original Black Ops 2. Black Ops series. And before I move on with my sentence, let's get this guy in here because he's been chopping it a bit to talk about this. My man Anton, what is going on?
What's good, Peter? How's it going?
Nothing much. Before I jump in, let me finish my sentence really first. I wanted to get you in here first.
All right, go
So
ahead.
the era of Call of Duty, my personal opinion was Modern Warfare or OG, the original series. The second one was the best one from all three games, my personal opinion. The original the first round, because Black Ops never did a reboot, but Black Ops 2 was the best ever game ever made for a Call of Duty game. So, as I said that, Anton, the mic is yours. Let me see what you got to say on this. And I have a
Oh,
big question to you after you put your thing in. I know the answer, but I wanted to ask it for the audience. But go ahead.
oh wow! Of all the games in the series, oh god, how do you narrow it down?
But let me ask you this
Honestly,
question before you go into it. How big a Call of Duty fan are you? Do you play Call of Duty?
I haven't played it in a while, but I still keep it up. I still keep up with it because I know one of my nephews plays, and a couple other people I know are still playing. So I keep
Mhm.
up every now from time to time. I haven't had a chance to game in a while, especially in the last few years because of stuff with work and everything else, and all the other stuff that's been going on. So, but I still stay in touch. I still keep up with it and everything else. But honestly, I gotta say, and I know some people are going to think this is weird. Can't go wrong with the OG. Can't go wrong with it started at all. The first one, you can't. I like all the other games. Don't get me wrong. I really do. I like Black Ops. Always have great stories. So does Modern Warfare. But
Mhm.
I gotta go with the original Call of Duty, the first one that started it all, because it was World War II. It took place in World War II. It took part during one of the most significant events in the war, in the history of the war. And I guess because I've had the privilege and honor of meeting some World War II veterans, especially those who served on D-Day. It's kind of hard to go with anything else. It really is. And I think that's what laid the foundation for the rest of the series. And a lot of the other games are great too. A lot of them are good, but I gotta go with the first one. It started it all. I really do, because it helped lay the foundation to where it is now. And a lot of,
It
and
is a
they
good game.
got some great
I'm not
stories.
pushing back on that. I'm not going to push back. It is a good game. Only thing for me at the time, I wasn't into that type of games at the time. I was into shooting. I'm always been into shooting kind of games.
Right.
Excuse me. But at the time of that release, I was into more different type of games, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. It does.
Like I was. Yeah, I was thinking more like Metal Gear Solid, for example,
Okay.
or Spiral, whatever was my thing at the time in '03. SX Tricky, for example, was my thing at the time.
Okay.
I was a huge SX Tricky fan, so that's why I didn't really get into that as much. So but I got really into it in Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare in '07. I mean, I hit it hard in that one. At the time, please don't guys don't hate me. I couldn't afford a PlayStation 3 at the time, so the only thing I could afford was an Xbox. I know, shame on myself. I'm embarrassed to say I bought the Xbox. So embarrassed. So yeah, but I know somebody might be watching. His name may or may not be CQ. He finally actually got to play Spider-Man after what was it, 5-10 years after the release, a remaster on Xbox. But I played it when it first came out. Just saying, if he would have had to wait this long. As much a biggest Spider-Man fan he pretends to be. In other words, in their terms, shots fired, buddy. Shots fired. Yeah. So I was a huge fan. This is where I get in arguments with people. Why do you bother playing the story? I'm like, I love the story mode. I think they have great, great, great stories in it for the original part of it. The original through the Golden Age was the best storytelling ever. To me, a storytell, and this is why I didn't like Black Ops 4, I think was it. I can't remember which one was it. Was it all online? I don't know which one it was. I'm looking at the list right now. Black Ops 3.
What are you talking about? Black Ops
It
4?
was. Yeah, it was Black Ops 4.
That came out in 2018.
Yeah, that was the worst one because here's my thing: when you have a story mode, a storyline to go off, that year what it's going to. That year it was
Right.
no theme; it was all for free for. And this is where I did buy it. Shame on myself, waste my money. They took all the Call of Duty Black Ops games and put it in one and just repackage it. And we were the idiots paying 60, 70, $80 on the game. Depends which package you bought.
Mhm.
So I'll never go with the highest package because I don't care about the skins. I don't care about guns. I care about the good old school hardcore thing. So
Yes. Yeah.
my
The
question to you,
stories you can never go
military
wrong with.
person, exactly. To me, as a military person, all right, I know
Okay.
the answer to this because I have a lot of military buddies. But for our fans out there, for our audience,
Okay.
our prescribers, how close and how non-close is Call of Duty in a real life situation?
Oh, wow. Let's just say anything that takes place in the future, you're stretching it. Anything that takes place in current events and in the past is as close to accurate as you're going to get.
So Modern Warfare, how accurate we think that story was?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's a good question.
Here's where I'm gonna put it out. I literally just had this conversation with CQ on Thursday night.
Okay.
I familiar with it.
I've
The
heard of it, yes.
Outpost is about pretty much, yeah, it's a real story. It was in Afghanistan, I believe, and they follow the timeline pretty accurate how it happened from point A to point B. All right, so the gunfights usually last about what 20 seconds, maybe on average, right?
Just about.
You have some
Just about.
rare occasions like Black Hawk Down, for example, that lasted about uh, 24 hours. The gunfights because it
Just
started
about.
at
Yeah.
yeah.
It's,
Then
it
you have
started on a
the first 2
Sunday.
hours. Yeah.
It started on a Sunday. Most people don't realize on a Sunday afternoon, And when the rest of the element made it all the way to the stadium, that was Monday. I believe it was Monday morning,
It
Monday
was Monday
midday.
morning.
I think it was Monday morning. Yeah. And the run, the part where the Rangers are running behind the vehicles because there was no room. I mean, it's known as the Mogadishu Mile because they literally ran behind the armored vehicles to get to the stadium. And they don't know how far they ran, but that's why it's known as just the Mogadishu Mile because they ran a significant amount of distance. It probably was at least 2 or 3 miles, but the fact that they
And
ran
don't forget
from the
also,
last meetup.
yeah, keep that in mind. Also, they were high as hell. I don't remember what they were drugs were on. It's a plant they chew on, and that's what gets them high. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's and they were
I think it was called
stoned
Cot.
as hell. So they were. I believe you're right. And so 24 hours, it seemed like it was nothing for them. You know what I'm saying? Another good example that lasted more than 20, 30 seconds was 13 hours. They were fighting for 13 hours. That's why the movie in the book is called 13 hours.
13
From the
hours.
point the first bullet, got fired, excuse me, when the first bullet got fired to the last bullet and they got on those LZ planes. Am I saying that right? LZ planes, am I right? Am I saying that terms correctly,
I
Anton?
think they were when they got to the LZ, it's landing zone.
Thank
To the
you.
minute they arrived at the LZ, the landing zone.
Yeah. So when they got to the LZ, that was the last bullet they shot. 13 straight hours they were fighting. So you have some rare occasions like that. Another good occasion is actually that's not a good. This is another good example when it happened with Lone Survivor with Mike
Marcus
Murphy. Yeah,
Luttrell.
Mike Murphy. You know, yeah, they were fighting for Mike Murphy was the leader of the SEAL team, if you remember. They were fighting what 20, 30 minutes,
Just about.
give or take.
Yeah. On and off.
And then it was quiet after that. Same thing with the Benghazi incident. Not Benghazi, Bin Laden raid.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They were in there and out under 30
Yeah.
seconds
Zero
clock.
Dark 30.
And I'm sorry?
That was the movie, Zero
What'd you
Dark
say?
30.
Yeah.
The movie.
But in reality, when they were practicing in a simulation environment, but you get in, Blackhawks land out of Blackhawks when if they go fast rope or whatever under 30 seconds because they know after 30 seconds now you're on their terms. And
Yeah.
that's the thing with Call of Duty, it's not like it is in reality because you're fighting for in a scene or a campaign or a level, whatever you want to call it, for
Right.
a good 45 minutes, maybe an hour. It depends how big the level is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you don't ends here and goes there and it just continues. So you don't know when the level ends. So
Exactly.
you're
You're
fighting for a
basically
minute.
in
And like
just
I've
one
some
small
scenes
concentrated area.
exactly. Like my favorite fighting escape and fighting scene is a couple of them. One of them is actually from Modern Warfare 2, the snowmobile one. Do you remember that one?
Oh my god.
You
The
remember
other
that, don't
one I
you?
like, I think, yeah, I think another one I think it was in. I'm trying to remember. It was Modern Warfare 3 where they had like a makeshift city, and I think it was called Nukeville or something or Nukesville. It was kind of like a makeshift city, couple in the cul-de-sac, couple of houses and everything else. Like
Oh,
that
the
was one
Nuketown.
fighting area.
Nuketown is one of the best levels you can play in,
Nuketown.
bro. Nuketown is awesome. If you're playing like online, Nuketown is fun, bro. And I don't care. And like the ones I play online, is usually free for all, and people are going
Uh-huh.
crazy because it is all free for all as long
Oh
where you have
yeah,
no team. Yeah,
it's
everybody's in for
all
himself.
his. Yeah,
Yeah, team deathmatch and domination. Those are three game modes I play. And when I see Nuketown, I know it's gonna be a fun game. And so, like I was gonna say, like you remember the snowmobile part of the campaign, right? And
right.
so it was fun, extremely fun. The other one that was also very fun was later on with the sniper level when Price goes back in his memories, and he says, "Oh, I remember when I actually took this." guy out, but he's alive, and you actually live through the whole. You play through being a sniper, and that was fun too. So they were some great moments in Call of Duty. You cannot knock them at
No,
all. But do you know how Call of Duty first came about?
it was basically the original. Actually, was a result of the success of the movie Saving Private Ryan.
That's part of the story. Yes. Do you know the second part of it?
Not really, no.
Okay, Medal of Honor was
Medal of
very
Honor.
successful in '03. So the
That's right.
director,
Um,
and it's funny how this plays out because it happens twice in two different people. So when it came out, director kind of he had some beef with the higher ups. Who knows what happened? He ended up leaving the company and started the company who eventually was Activision, I believe. All right,
Oh wow.
and Activision nicknamed it Medal of Honor Killer. That was the code name of the game, the project.
Oh wow.
And the funnier part later, one of the developers who did the what's called it man, I'm trying to think what the name of trying to remember what it's called now. My brain just froze on me completely. Oh yeah, who left Call of Duty franchise? He did the same thing, calling it Call of Duty Killer, the code name for Battlefield. How ironic is that?
What are the odds? What are the odds? Oh my god.
Yeah,
One of the things I do give credit with Call of Duty is the different factions you could be a part of.
yeah, absolutely.
That's the one thing I give them credit, because when you look at some of these groups that they have, and you're looking at and you hear stories about these guys, you're saying like, okay, these guys are no joke. GSG9, Grom, Spetsnaz, Delta, the Rangers, so on. It's like when you read about like you SAS, the SAS, and ironically the SAS, yeah. And the funny thing, most people didn't realize the SAS is what laid the foundation for Delta Force.
Absolutely. And his name was Charlie Beckwood, was a founder member and the developer of the MIM. He was a Green Beret at first.
Right.
People don't know that. It's actually a whole book called Delta Force. And
Right.
if you look it up, man, their first mission went to shit.
Yeah.
Everything went wrong. From the mini bergs not working, the mini bergs didn't land correctly. They got pulled out. They put them back in. Then they were installed.
Right.
You name it. This guy was like literally, and that mission was going to prove Delta Force works or did not work. And
right.
They pulled out their ass. It worked somehow.
Yeah. The first mission,
as we're saying with the Call of Duty, go ahead.
The thing most people didn't realize with General Beckworth, Colonel Beckworth, aka Charging Charlie, that was his nickname. He wanted people to know, like, listen, if the Brits can have this type of a group, we can have a group like this for our guys. And in their first mission, which was unfortunately a total failure, was called, I think it was called Operation Eagle Claw. It was the mission.
It was
the attempt to save the hostages at the U.S. Embassy in Tehran in 1980. And sadly, 8 operators lost their lives. And even though it never went off, that was I won't say the turning point, but that is where they laid the foundation of saying, this is what we're going to learn. We're going to learn from these mistakes, and we're going to move forward from here, and we're not going to make these mistakes ever again. And the rest, as they say, is history.
That's one thing I can credit. They learn from experience. And
Right.
Here's the funny thing, as we're talking about this today, and in my feet. Do you know what today is? Oh, actually, not today. Yesterday. You know what yesterday was?
May 1st. Wait, May 1st.
What
May
is May
1st.
1st? But in May 1st,
Oh,
2011. You
wait,
all right?
13 hours if I remember?
No. Bin
No.
Laden was assassinated.
That's right. Zero Dark. That's right. That's right. How could I got
Move your
that
camera.
wrong?
You
But
went
then
down. You
again,
were fucking down. You started banging. You went
that's
yeah.
right.
But today is their yes, it was their 9-year anniversary of that.
That's right.
And then one thing I did like I don't know newer versions of them. Some of the remakes are good, but it's still missing the it factor, my man. We are missing the big ick factor from. And partially, I think what it is. I think you ever heard of saying it's product fatigue.
Yeah.
I think that's where we are with Call of Duty. We have been fatigued with that because since 20 where is I sorry right now 20 I'm sorry 2007 from '07 from Modern Warfare 2, right? I mean Modern Warfare 4, I'm sorry, Modern Warfare 4
Modern Warfare 4.
straight down the line it's been won every single year. It has
Yes.
not taken a break once.
Yes. I know. I
And the
noticed.
rumors now are saying because Xbox owns Call of Duty directly, they're planning a very hard, I mean very hard reboot to the entire series. Very hard reboot. And I think it needs it very bad right now. Not
Yeah,
a
it does.
hard reboot and a hard break, I think.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do this, next year, this year, it's supposed to be Modern Warfare 4 release. And I don't know what happened. That's the rumors right now, the leaks and everything.
Right.
And when I say rumors and leaks, I mean rumors because we have nothing
Yeah.
hardcore official. I don't have it like, oh, in my hands or a video
Yeah.
says,
This
oh,
is definitely.
it's
Yeah. This
coming.
is a definite.
Yeah, I think they're going to release the video very soon because a lot of leaking has been happening to the point
Right.
Activision has been reaching out to YouTubers who are leaking it, and they're getting cease and desist letters saying, "Listen, shut your mouth, or our lawyers are coming after you." Simple as that. I
Right.
have no evidence to back that up. These guys had hard evidence, and they're putting it online, and that's their. I don't blame Activision. That's their livelihood. Let's be honest here. That's how they
Yeah.
make their money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So. And I don't get that. I'm referring to that. I do get them 100%. But by that said, if they do a hard reboot, I think it'll be the best thing they can done in a long time. Because
Definitely.
I think that's the best decision they can make. Make
Yeah.
a hard
Definitely.
reboot and start and take a small break. Don't continue doing it. Just
Yeah.
give them a hard. You know what I'm saying?
It needs it. It needs it.
What's your take on that, bro?
I think it's a smart move. I think it's a very smart move because it feels like it's very hard. Give me a minute to turn just this camera.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I think it's very hard to try to do better sometimes. While the stories, you can never go wrong with the stories. The story is great writing and everything else. It sometimes feels like, are they trying to outdo each other? Or are some of the games just a continuation of the previous one? And then now with a couple other things that we're in about, it's going to make it even more interesting. Honestly, I think it makes me wonder now when they do this hard reboot, are they going to come on? My thing is, which direction are they going to go? And it would be nice to see them try to take actual missions that took place within the last 30 years. What happened in Benghazi? What happened in Pakistan when they went and got bin Laden? What happened in Mogadishu? all these other missions have taken place and everything else. It'd be real interesting to see how would it be possible. Could anyone who's been playing this game for a long time, could they do just as good of a job or a better job per se than what actually took place? And now I get it. These are actual missions that took place. But if you could come up with scenarios similar to it, it would be
I want to step ahead of you, my man.
It'd be very unique to see that.
So in Modern Warfare reboot 2019, they did a scene. All right. I don't remember the name of the mission, but it's pretty much you're going in, right? And it's supposed to be similar to the Benghazi incident, not Benghazi, the Bin Laden assassination, right? So you're going in a room, you go, and you got to be careful how you shoot and which room you go in. But they're wearing night vision. They have silencers on their M16s or whatever weapon you're using, and the rifle. And there was a lot of people gave them praise for that. That is a ballsy move, and that is a thing we thought at the time. All right, cool. Call of Duty's back. They're going ballsy again. Modern Warfare 2 09 version, they did the most ballsiest, gutsiest fucking move you can ever think. Do you know what that was?
I'm trying to remember because it's been a while since I played Modern Warfare 2.
Okay, I'll give you the mission to make it easier. No Russian.
Are you?
I'm going there. The reason no Russian was so controversial, I can't pronounce that word.
Controversial.
Thank you. You know why? A couple of reasons. This is not too many years later after what incident happened in New York? 9/11.
September 11th.
Yes. So that was I think, was it 4 or 5 years, maybe more?
Yeah.
So no, it was more than that.
It was about 8 years.
9 years.
It was about 8 years. 9 years.
Yeah. So when it came to that, so they got some heat. So what they did, and I think it was a smart idea. You had the option. I don't remember if it was a patch or not. That I don't remember, right? I think if it was good for them. If it wasn't, even better. When the game started up and you start playing, they said there's some content on here. It might make some viewers uncomfortable.
Right.
If you like to skip it, just hit skip or whatever on the bottom, and you don't even see that mission. You go right over that. All right.
Right. Me
being a little fucking cocksucker I was at the time. I saw that go Pikachu. I went like yes, please. I want to see that. And I'm like, I was a little kid, I wasn't even like at that age. I was in my 20s. I was not a little like freaking a man then yet. I don't believe you become a real adult till you're 25, in my personal opinion. But I played it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Didn't process it yet. I was too young. Now that I look back, I'm like, you motherfuckers went fucking extreme on this shit. And not only that, they redid it again in Modern Warfare 2 2022.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
That's very ballsy.
Wow, that is ballsy. Because at that time, the first time they did it, it was too fresh. That wound was still too fresh for a lot of people. It was too fresh.
Today, it's still very fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, the one thing that I think that was very ballsy in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, was it Modern Warfare? Not 3. What year is it? No, 2019. The opening scene in the game, you're in London, UK. All right.
Okay.
And this terrorist attacking. This cop grabs his sidearm and goes, "Okay, let's pop some heads. Pop, 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 pop." All right. And that's how it starts. But let me ask you a question. What does it remind you? Another
At
similar incident that
mhm,
actually happened. A terrorist attack in
London,
UK.
London. Yeah. Ironically, my sister was in
So
London
there
the
are
day it happened.
oh shit.
Yeah. She wasn't nowhere
Well, at
near
least she's
the
okay.
underground. She was nowhere near the underground when it happened, but ironically, she was in London that day
Mm-hmm.
when it happened. And what people didn't realize at that time, the day prior to that incident, that's when that's when it was announced that the city of London was going to host the 2012 Olympics. So the city was in this really big mode of excitement because they're going to be hosting the Olympics in 2012. The following day, you had this incident happen. And it was like, how does a city go from a moment like this to a moment like this in 24 hours?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is the question that we're talking about. Is they're still using real life situations, but they're
Yeah,
taking a twist to it and making it into a Call of Duty version because you don't want to
right,
offend people. I get that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And there's some games on there like there's some games in the series like I think they were underrated very much so.
Right.
I'm gonna give you a couple. I'll give you a couple examples. I don't give you. You want your opinion.
Okay.
Call of Duty Ghost. What do you think? Underrated or it was fine
Ghost
but
was definitely
underrated?
Ghost was
Go ahead.
definitely underrated because it was talking about, you know, stuff that you don't want to talk about, you know?
Stuff
That
that
it
happens
kind
now,
of
probably.
yeah. Like it gives you that inkling of these are the groups you never hear about. These are the individuals that move like the wind. That's what they're known as ghosts because they just come in and out before you even realize it.
And there are units out there that do that. They're
Yes.
in and out. They're scruffy. They have the dad bods. They're not where you think. They probably look just like me, like scruffy,
Yep.
gray, old, and beat up by now.
Yep.
And guess what? They're able to do it. And that's what I
Hmm.
liked about Ghost. It was different. But here was the problem with Ghost, in my personal opinion.
Okay.
You're coming off about two of the biggest franchises of Call of Duty. You're coming off of
Black
Black
Ops
Ops
2
2,
and
and
Modern Warfare 3.
yes, Modern Warfare 3 wasn't the best Modern Warfare game in the original series. I give them that, but it
Okay.
still was very hyped.
Hmm.
Black Ops 2 blew the water, blew the boots off people, blew the water out. They beat every expectations possible.
Yeah.
I'm not a big online person. I always have said that. I like plugging my game in and playing. I'm not dealing with the little punk ass kids who are trying to hack shit. I'm not into that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's the thing. And that's the thing that frustrates me sometimes with Call of Duty is a lot of the kids that be doing the hacks, especially in the free for alls or in the team play. You know, guys doing all these ridiculous hacks, and you're looking at them like, what the hell? Like there's times I've watched my nephew. Like my nephew would play on my PS3, and I'm watching him play, and he got the headset on, and he's playing, so on and so forth. And then like some of the dumbest things you will see happen. Then you know all of a sudden like you're about to, you're getting into position. Then all of a sudden someone comes out, someone on the opposing team just comes through the wall and pops you from behind. I'm like, what the hell? And he's
Yeah,
getting
and
all
that's the shit.
frustrated.
Like there were. I'm not saying it was a perfect game. It had glitches and everything. Dude,
Yeah,
I remember I was camping, and as much as you hate camping, every game has it. I did it myself. You probably did it. We all did it, right?
yeah, we all
I
know
was
someone that was a
camping
camper that.
at a tank. I'm sorry.
It's always one.
Yeah.
There's
So
always
I
one,
was
whether it's
camping
a
on
team.
top. Bro, listen to this. I was camping on top of the tank out of the open. Nobody could find me. And I'm popping right and fucking left. And eventually this guy comes up behind me and it calls my username out and literally blows my butt out. He blew my asshole out. Blew me from the ass shot. In the kill shot, you see it. He goes, I'm like, shit. You could have used some Vaseline in the process, bro. I went there and I'm like, So
Yeah, it's like when you
back
see the
to what we're
replay, you're like,
saying.
oh man.
Oh yeah, I fucking hate that, bro. When you get killed, like, I mean, oh, come on, man, this is bullshit. But I was laughing. I can't. I give him credit. He got me good. He got me very, very good.
Yeah,
So you coming off biggest Call of Duty game ever made, almost. All right,
right,
the biggest hype. A lot of people who don't play online played online
right.
with Black Ops 2, including me.
Yes, that is true. My nephew was one
Bro,
of them.
I had
My
the
nephew-
sickest setup in that game. So you coming off that. Usually, 9 out of 10 times, you're not going to be able to repeat that twice. And that's what happened.
No.
The story was awesome. I
Yeah.
remember towards the end, you know, when they fire those missiles from space, checkmate, boom, blow them up. And the way they ended it is going to be a second one. I'm like, okay, I can get behind this. There always every year comes a rumor, oh, Ghost 2's coming out. Ghost 2's coming out. Those hardcore fans who love Ghost 2, Ghost 2's not coming out. It was a failure in so many multiple ways. Like I'm gonna look at the numbers right now, actually.
Really?
Tell you how bad it was. Yeah, it was one of the most. It's a failure. That's why they're never going to do another Ghost. All right, so Ghost did. IBM rated from 6.6 out of 10. Stream 6 out of 10. Xbox 3.7 out of 5. That's low numbers. Now I'm going to give you another example. I'm going to put Black Ops 2 next to that. Let's see what they say to that in numbers. All right. Remember, the lowest number was Xbox. All right.
Right.
So, Stream 9 out of 10. IBM 8.1 out of 10. Xbox 4.4 out of 5.
They saw it as a letdown. They saw Ghost as a letdown. That's what it was.
It was a business failure. Simple as that. You cannot go back behind it. It failed in every shape, way, or form. Simple. So then after that, you had, and this is where the hiccups happen.
Right.
And they saw Black 2 did really well because they were in, what year was it? 2025, I believe it was.
That was 2020. That was 2012 when the game came out too.
Not when the game was set in what year? I think it was 2025.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So they said, okay, Black Ops failed, and they're already so the hype of that. So remember, they were doing a 2 or 3 year production at the time.
Right.
So they went ahead and do Advanced Warfare. Black Ops did great for my personal theory. They were in the future, but they didn't go too futuristic. They were still boots on the ground.
Right.
But people underestimate Advanced Warfare a lot. I'll tell you why. If they see these jetpacks, they're wall running. It's a good story, bro.
The exoskeletons that they were wearing, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Say again?
The fact that they were wearing exoskeletons, that's what it was.
And not only that, that was the first time you had a main actor in the game, Kevin Spacey, who played himself, not himself like the character. I mean, right. His 3D version was in the game.
Right.
People didn't like it. Okay. Then they went to, after that, they went to Black Ops 3. We already talked about it in the beginning of the show.
Right.
I think it was a completely flop, in my opinion, because they didn't even bother. I think they didn't want to take my guess, in my opinion right now, is they did not want to take a year off to work on the next one. They probably scrapped whatever that had.
Right.
So and it also, rumors were that game was struggling wherever they were doing. So they scrapped the story out of it completely. Let's do a battle royale. A lot of other games were doing it at the time and did really well.
Right.
Well, I got one thing to say that. Actually, I'll let my soundboard say that. Yeah.
But I think also, if I remember, in Advanced Warfare, that's when they employed Kevin Spacey in one of the lead roles.
That was Advanced Warfare. Yep. Or after that, it was Black Ops 2. Like I
Yeah.
said, that was the other failure. So if we look at those numbers really fast for a minute,
Okay.
because that is another big failure. Because and I can't remember if that's the one or not. It was a battle royale. No, that wasn't the battle royale. That was they went even more in the future. What year did it go into? Let me see.
I think 2054. 2054 to
2065, 40 years later after Black Ops 2. And they were doing, and that game was struggling for some reason on development. And they, can you stop what you're doing and help us, please? Because we're going to be fucked. So
Right.
they, they hopefully fix it. But it was another failure, in my opinion. Because if you look at the numbers from it, and I'm surprised it has high numbers, where I'm a little mind fucked. 6.9 out of 10 and 6 out of 10 on streamer. But it wasn't a good game. That game did not do that well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what it was. I think because of the fact that it took place in the future, and the fact they were using exos, it was like, this is a possibility. And I think that's what it was. People saw that as like, no, this really could happen. This really could happen. And I think that was one of the reasons why somebody liked it.
I think what I think it was, bro, at the time we were getting sick and tired of the exoskeleton. We already got burned out from the first game. And I didn't mind it, to be honest with you, that much. I got bored of it fast.
Right.
After 2 games. Now we are going to Infinity War. And that was another futuristic game. 3 in a row.
God.
And I think that's where they literally.
Yeah.
So their numbers are even worse.
Mm-hmm.
6 out of 10. 6.4 out of 10. And PlayStation rated 3.8 out of 5.
Ooh.
God damn.
You know what people probably saw this as? People probably saw this like their version of Halo. I think that's how some people may have looked at it.
You know what I thought it was?
What?
You know what I think they were doing for all 3 games, to be honest with
What's
you?
that?
This is where the
fatigue,
pay as you go kind of thing came out of the game. And you buy this, the COD points, all this shit. This is that time and era. Remember that, because before this, you never bought COD points and all this bullshit.
Right.
And you have depends how much credit your credit card has and how deep your pocket goes.
Mm-hmm.
You can be the best player on COD very easily not by skill, but buying yourself. All right.
Right.
Now we're going back to World War II. All right. In 2017, right. I would that. Be honest with you, I love a good World War II game, but Call of Duty has done it to death. Can we disagree with that or agree?
I think what it was, they figured, you know what? What it was? They felt like, hey, if it worked before, let's do it again. And I think when you look at everything that was happening overall during the storylines, they're going further between the present and the future. And I guess they felt like, you know what? Let's bring it back in the day. Let's bring it back to the day. Let's bring it back where it started. World War II.
So, one thing before. All right, guys, I have dropped the link. If you'd like to join us, please join us. The rules are very simple. There are a couple rules. I already posted the first one. You can go back and read if you like. But the major rules I ask you guys is obviously no personal attacks, no cursing. Depends. You can curse, but not like cursing racist to any of us in here. Be respectful. I also ask, make sure you're not smoking on camera. Please don't eat on camera. Please dress appropriately. Nobody's want to see that shit.
Yeah.
Camera must be on and mic might be on. The link is in it. Please join us if you like. So back to what we're saying. It was a couple of reasons why this game failed. All right. One of the reasons
Ironically,
I
I'm looking at it.
felt they created. What's up?
I'm looking at it right now, and reading about it. They said they actually made. They said it was a commercial success, generating $500 million in revenue. And
Really?
just
You want me to
within
read the numbers?
first 3 days.
You want me to read the numbers?
I want to read the
Want me
numbers.
to
Go
read the
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
All right.
ahead.
All right. 6 out of 10 on StreamYard. I mean, Stream. I'm sorry. 7.7 out of 10. 3.1 out of 5 on Xbox. How the fuck is that accessible? Oh, you guys ain't fucking jerking me the fuck off right now. At least you tell me you're jerking over with 2 hands because one hand's not fucking working really well. But my big dick. I'm like, are you that accessible? No fucking way is that successful.
But hey, look at how much it generated revenue wise. The fact that they generate $500 million, $500 million within the first 3 days. Come on, bro. I mean, yeah, people didn't like the fact they took it all the way back to World War II, but at the same time, the fact that they still were able to generate that much money. You got people that are that strong followers of COD. That's just how it is. They don't care how good or bad it is. If it's COD, they jumping on it.
All right, I'll give you a better Cups 2. I'll give you an example. In the first 24 hours, it made over $100 million. That blows out any game you're talking about. Lifespan of the game it made 2 points. Yeah, it was weird how they write the number too in billions. So it's $2.75 billion in the life of the game. So you telling me World War II did better than Call of Black Ops and it was a success? What the fuck are they smoking at this point? I like them.
I think what it was.
So that was not a. Yeah, that was not a success. That was to my opinion, it was a failure. So here's a couple of reasons why I think it failed. Personal reason. There was a one-time thing they did was called HQ. When you started the game, you're in an HQ hub, right? You can walk around, talk to other players, all this stuff. All right, that was a cool idea, but nobody really used. Nobody liked it. Nobody really like. Then if you have to say you want to go to the gunsmith, now except going to the select screen and getting a gunsmith, you got walk over there, go into the tent and get your guns. Select your gun and you do your gunsmithing, take your gun, shoot some rounds, see if it works okay. You have to go through the whole process. Nobody wants to do that shit. Nobody has time for that shit, bro.
But that's what they used to do.
Like, take the controller, click. Click. Oh, yeah, click it. Oh, I'm good. Let's go play now. Simple as that. So now, after that, we're back at 2018, and this is the Call of Duty game we were talking about earlier. Was Black Ops 4 the biggest failure, in my opinion, in the whole Call of Duty series? Was 4.2 out of 5. I don't understand how they got that. 5.5 out of 10, 9 out of 10. The only reason I don't think these numbers are accurate, to be honest with you.
Right.
And this one did not have a campaign. Please, Anton, I am not smart. I need somebody to help me understand this. Maybe somebody who is less hairy than me can understand this. Eric, have a good night, my man.
Be safe, Eric. Good night. Be safe. Have a good one. Honestly, I think what it was, I think people were just ready for something to go back to what they were used to. They got so comfortable with the advance in the timeline. Maybe people were just done with the World War II.
Time out. This was futuristic too. Nice try.
Yeah. That's what I said. I think
Black Ops 4 was futuristic too. Yeah. So you cannot use that.
Okay.
There's no way. They can try all they want. So this was futuristic too. So they were trying to compete against like, oh man, what is the other games? The Royal Rumble games.
Battlefield and Medal of Honor. It was Battlefield and Medal of Honor.
No. Those no, they were trying to compete. They were trying to compete against Xbox and all those other games on there. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to play like those Roblox and all that shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, okay. Oh, Roblox.
You know what I'm
Fortnite.
talking about, right?
No, Fortnite was later, I think. Yeah.
Fortnite.
I'm
Thank
trying
you.
to
They
remember,
were
it was
trying to compete
Roblox,
against Fortnite
Minecraft.
because no, Fortnite. You were right. That Fortnite
Yeah. Okay.
against Fortnite and all those because it was free to play. Number one,
Right.
and
Right.
Call of Duty was never going to be free to play on that at that time yet.
Nope.
And they do have a free version, free to play. Usually, it's only the online version, right? But
Right.
here's the thing with that free to play, they are trying to compete against something they're not. I don't see why would you compete against something like that.
It's not worth it.
It makes no sense.
It's not worth it. I mean, Fortnite is its own thing, and then you got Roblox, you got Minecraft. Let them do their own thing. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You already have a following. Activision already has a following with the COD games. Focus was already working. You got the role playing. You got the the role play. It's an RPG shooting, first place shooter, and everything else. And you can play online with that too at the same time. You already got something that's working. Stick with that formula. Why compete? Really? Why compete?
So they also had a thing in the game called Blackout. That was the battle royal mode for them.
Trying to compete with Fortnite.
You know how it was bad. So when they came out with a different version now, what was it? I don't remember what it's called right now. DMZ.
Oh.
All right. The DMZ version. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It comes to
DMZ.
my mind right now.
Demilitarized zone.
Yeah. That's better than what that was. Brought it back about a year later or something like that. Now they did a soft reboot after that in 2019, and that did even better than the other games. You see the pattern? This game was probably the better one from any other game. But there's a reason why this is better than the other games. I'll tell you why in a minute. All right. So it did better. If my memory suits me correctly, they bundled this up.
It was called Warzone. It was called Warzone.
Warzone. The reason this was so good because they didn't change too much of the story. They monetized it more.
Yes.
If my memory suits me correctly, the numbers are 9 out of 10, Xbox 2 out of 5, and IBM did 8.3 out of 10. Xbox is the lowest.
Okay.
I think the reason they did the lowest on Xbox because at the time, Xbox was the last person to get their exclusives because they didn't want to make a deal with them.
Right.
And so what you just buy the company, I guess, at the point.
Yeah.
So,
but I think
so
also
you see the pattern where I'm going
with
this right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it goes back to what you said earlier too. The fact that they took real life conflicts and they put a certain, they put some sense of realism into it. I think that's what definitely helped it as well. Because it wasn't just what happened in Benghazi. It wasn't the raid against bin Laden, the incident in London, but it also was based on what took place in Syria, the civil war in Syria too. So that's, I think, is what helped it, is because they took real life conflicts that went on within that last decade or so and put it in the game. So it gave people at least an understanding. It gave them a look, a peek through the curtain of what a lot of these tier 1 guys do. Like, you hear the stories and you can imagine how difficult it is. Okay, guess what? we're gonna make your character a tier 1 operator. You got all the equipment, you got the weapons, you got the arsenal, you got the accessories that go along with it. We designed, we just designed storylines based off these real life missions that went on. Let's see what you can do. Let's see how you can handle it. And I think that's why it worked.
I agree
Plain and
with you.
simple. That's what definitely
So
worked.
I'm gonna switch gears for 1 second. I want to use this as an example.
Okay.
Medal of Honor.
Right.
Medal of Honor did a biggest mistake again, and in my opinion, I loved the game. This is the point in my gaming career. I can say career because I'm not a professional gamer. My gaming hobby that I really got into horror shooting games very hard. All right.
Okay.
And this is the one that I said I can see this fucking Call of Duty in the ass. Medal of Honor War Fighter.
Warfighter.
That was their version of one model. But the problem they didn't use a reality story. They made a fiction story, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, Braxton?
Hey, Brax, what's going on, my man? So, if you guys are joining the link, I'm trying to fix it in the back. It's been giving me issues tonight for some reason. Paul couldn't join, so it might be glitching again tonight. So, hopefully, it's not. I apologize if it is. They came out with 2 of these games, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love both of them. I know Medal of Honor has come back with a different version, like a online version. It's all right.
Right.
It's not my cup of tea, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the
And
most recent one they did was Medal of Honor Above and Beyond that came out in 2020.
like I said, it's not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big online person. You have to be online to play that game.
Okay.
And
Oh, yeah, I noticed.
it's not my cup of tea. And it's fine. It's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I said, I'm using this reason for a reason as example because obviously they screwed up. There's a reason they screwed up because they tried to do something else. The only difference about Call of Duty Modern Warfare was already dying at that point. Call of Duty wasn't. They were able to turn it around, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And I feel bad for them because it was a good series, in my opinion. Because Modern Warfare, Medal of Honor was a World War II game. That's what they were known for.
Right.
But back to Call of Duty, to the modern stuff now. Black Ops 6, when I heard the release, me jumping on my seat for excitement was understandable. I thought I shit my pants for a minute there. Because when they announced in 2015 3, I thought it was going to continue from Black Ops 2. No, this fucking idiots didn't fucking listen to the fans. They did whatever they fucking want and fucking up the series. They went so future in 2036 or 2065. We never got. And now I haven't played it yet, but from what I heard, it's garbage. Come on, bro. Like,
my thing about it is it's important to maintain the consistency. That's the thing that I think they forget. Because the last time you had something associated after Black Ops 4, you had Modern Warfare. Then after that, you had Black Ops Cold War. And
saying that, I'm going to ask you a question now. Do you believe Call of Duty lost their identity over time?
Mm. I think that was the beginning of okay, what are they doing? Where are they going? That's what it was.
I'm not
I
disagreeing.
think it was like, okay, what are they doing? Where are they going? What are they trying to do? Because the thing that I think that they started doing was now they're starting to touch some of the most recent things that took place in history. Now they're starting to go. Now they're really getting into like the heart of the Cold War because the campaign, while I'm reading it up, it took place in 1981. Now,
Yeah,
ironically,
that was
and
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. You're talking about.
yeah, yep, it's really
I
started to.
actually, it's not my favorite campaign, but I will give them credit for trying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll give them his due. They tried
Mm-hmm.
very, very hard. It wasn't the best game. I'll give you the numbers for right now. Give me a second
Okay.
to look it up. I don't have that in front of me because I think it did pretty well overall. Yeah, it did actually pretty well overall. IBM scored a 7.2 out of 10, Stream 9 out of
Mm.
10, and it places a 4.2 out of 5. That's not a bad rating, to be honest with you. And I do agree with that rating. It wasn't a bad game. It was a decent game. I got credit when it's due. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but if you then after that, you got Vanguard.
Yep.
Oh boy, Vanguard had a horrible story, bro. I don't know about you. Played it? I did not like the
No,
story at all.
I haven't played. I haven't played in a while, but like I said, I kept up. I've always kept up, but no, I haven't played some of the games. I've heard a few things, and ironically, from what I'm looking at, and it says this: the campaign story of Vanguard is told throughout various points in time in a non-chronological order. So there's one part that takes place in 1941. There's another part that takes place in June of 42, August of 42, June of 44. I'm guessing before D-Day. That was probably before D-Day, and that's about it. And I think that's
So,
why I think people were frustrated with it because they never focused on a consistent. There was no consistency within the timeline.
mhm. So
But the reason,
my personal opinion was they were all over the place with the characters. Number one, two, the storyline, and three, it didn't make any sense. This was a fiction storyline. It wasn't a real what we're used to from the past. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
So then after that, we go to Mark, and this is where I think they shoot themselves right in the dick because they went to Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 3 back to back, and
oh yeah,
I think they were both solid games, but not a tier game like 5 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Decent numbers, but not the greatest.
right.
Again, back to back, and that's when they shot themselves in the foot. It was horrible. The numbers. I'm not getting numbers on this one for some reason. Oh, here they are. Stream give it 5 out of 10, and in Xbox 4.1 out of 5. Again, it's not great numbers, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I think they did back. That was it. Now let's
Yeah.
go to last year's game. Yeah, last year's game. That's weird. My list is
And
off
ironically,
here.
that's when,
But
and ironically, those are the two games
this
when it
one,
started taking place in present day. But it's like they were writing the story in regards to incidents that were going on in present day. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3.
yeah. So they
Because when I
did.
read up,
Now they did two Black Ops back to back again. Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7,
yeah,
and that's where the shooting of Black Ops 6 did 7.2 out of 10, 3.9 out of 5, 6 out of 10.
mm,
Again, not great numbers. If you go to
right,
now, let's talk about number 7. If the numbers are released yet, Probably not. But let's see if they are. Okay, they are 3.9 out of 5, 5 out of 10, 3.2 out of 10. That is horrible for a such a high game. People are expecting a Call of Duty game. Black Ops 7 is supposed to be the sequel of Black Ops 2. What the fuck are you doing, my man?
Ironically, according to this, what I'm reading up, what I'm reading with Black Ops 6, it's supposed to start sometime around Desert Storm. It starts around Desert Storm, and it looks like it's basically staying within that time period. Anything within the 90s now. Now you had everything that was going on. I remember with the 80s, right around the time of the Cold War, when it was at its peak, to now it's taking place right around the time of Desert Storm. But people forget, right around that same time, after Desert Storm, eventually everything we knew was about to end. And basically the end of the Cold War. No more Soviet Union. No more East and West Germany. No more Yugoslavia. But then again, they were already going through their conflict at that time as well. You know, and eventually no more Czechoslovakia. So it was already now starting to take place within the last 30, 35 years.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to keep things going, especially in that time period. Because that's when everything was just like, you know what? All these deep, dark secrets, we might as well put them out in the open. Because no more Soviet Union. No more sickle and hammer. Germany's now back as one country. Yugoslavia has their own conflict and they're separating. Czechoslovakia is splitting up, going their own separate ways. So it's kind of hard to keep a story like this going in that time period. It's very difficult, especially post-Cold War. You know? So how do you keep it going? Like, really, how do you? And I'm checking out Black Ops 7 right now. And from what I am seeing and from what I'm reading, it's taking place like 10 years from now.
Yeah, so it's like I said, Black Ops 7 is supposed to be the sequel. I haven't played. That's the one I haven't played because I want to finish Assassin's Creed first. I'm almost done with it before I jump to a new game. And obviously, being adults, we don't have all the free time in the world to play like we used to.
Right.
But it says, from my understanding, it's again, and I'm thinking from what I know and seen videos, Black Ops 7 is supposed to be the sequel of Black Ops 2. After so many years.
Yeah, because I'm looking at some of the characters and I'm looking at some of the characters that they use
Macy's, for example, you know, his son, he's in it, all this stuff. And like I said, I was excited when I heard them about fucking time. They're actually listening to us and they're giving us what we want. Man, I wish I never say those fucking words. Wow.
Oh god!
If anybody's gonna fuck this up is Activision.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I was a little bit against the Xbox purchase of Activision. To be honest with you, I didn't think it was gonna be good. I had a lot. I was nervous. I'm not gonna be able to play Call of Duty. And I bet you 9 and 10. I bet you anything in your life, I was not gonna buy an Xbox to play Call of Duty. Fuck that.
Exactly.
But But that was part of the deal, the contract, when the government kicked in because of how big the purchase was. I said, listen, if you're going to do this, these are the terms and conditions. You have to keep it fair for everybody.
Yeah.
And the only person who was not signing was PlayStation because PlayStation was going to get screwed because they get first exclusives usually.
It's true.
And what they did, they made a deal with PlayStation that were very comfortable for them. Sweet. Now I said, okay, I can sleep a little better at night. You know, I'm talking to my buddy CQ, who's a humongous gamer. He had high hope, very high hopes. So, what the fuck happened, Xbox?
And the one thing also, and the one thing I know also with the deals they always did with PlayStation, they came out with ridiculous bundles. Like if you got like the first set of the first games, that were going to be released. You got really cool accessories and everything else. I remember one game, one version, what they bundle they came out with. They actually had a case with a camera that you can hook up to your console to play with, or I think it also works standalone as long as you had a SIM card, not a SIM card, flash card to go in it. You could use it to take pictures. You could actually use it to record and everything else. So, and then after that, you can take it off and then you can put it into your computer. So, excuse me.
It's kind of funny you said it because going during the golden age of Call of Duty, depends on which tier you bought. The gold, the standard, whatever it
Right.
was. I can't remember what it was called back then. If you bought the high tier, the $80 version, if you pre-order, at least I'm not sure everywhere did it, but I know GameStop
definitely
gave
did.
you a poster.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, GameStop. You were talking. Yeah. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Continue.
GameStop gave you a poster. Yeah. So after but if you bought the higher tier, you get some free like little goodies like night vision goggles, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Or some kind of like collectible that you can, put in your collection or give it away, whatever. Believe it or not, these night vision, they're not military grade what you're used to using, but you could, you can walk around in your backyard like play with them a little bit. But now, and this is why I did a show a while back, why gaming sucks so much. You don't get nothing for pre-orders. You get a couple of skins, but I don't care about a skin. Give me some physical something. Like if you see my wall over here, I have Call of Duty 3 posters still hanging up on my wall, and all this stuff. Like I love those posters. They were cool in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a status symbol. It was like one of those things that said, "Hey, look what I got." And the thing is also when you pre-ordered, when you pre-ordered it. It didn't come in the standard box. It sometimes came in a box like this, or maybe a little bit bigger. And you had the game, and then you had all these other goodies. Like, okay, we're gonna do these. One of the things I remember that came with that same Call of Duty edition that I bought, other than the camera, it gave you one of those 550 cord bracelets with the emblem. With the emblem tied onto it and everything else. And I think I still have, even though the emblem came off, I still got it in one of my collectible boxes. That's what it was, because you were getting other stuff that you couldn't buy anywhere else if you wanted. And the fact that you were able to get cameras or 550 cord bracelets, your own version of night vision goggles, maybe dog tags, things like that. I'm okay with that. Why? Because those are the things that you can say not only you got this version of the game, but also you knew you can't buy this or find it in any store. That's what made it even better, because it was that exclusive. So even if you had, even if you made $500 million in revenue, out of that $500 million in revenue, X amount was from the limited edition, special edition collectibles with the box and all the other trinkets that came with it. And people were doing everything possible to get them.
I'm looking online right now. So it takes me to eBay. All right. For the Call of Duty War Dark Night Vision goggles, it's called. All right.
Okay.
The lowest price I've seen so far it's $229. Yeah, and that's pretty cheap if you really think about it, because you think about how expensive night vision is in real night vision. It's in $1,000 range.
Yes, and those are the things you don't lose. You don't want to lose them either.
Or you lost a pair?
No. That's why you tie 550 cord That's why you tie a 550 cord to your helmet or to the harness and everything else. That way you don't lose it. That's why you saw guys tying 550 cord to the scopes on their rifles too. Because if you lose it, you are paying for it. And good luck trying to find it out there too. Because you're literally looking for a needle in a haystack in a coal mine. You don't want to lose it in the woods, especially in the woods. And you definitely don't want to lose it in the desert. So
let me ask you a question. What happens if you lose during combat? Like, it's not your fault, obviously. You're fighting, shit happens.
you just write it off. That's it.
So you won't be
They just write it
responsible to pay
off.
for it, that means, right?
No, you lost it during combat? Okay. They just write it off.
But if you lost it like at a jump or something, it's coming out of your pocket.
If you do something stupid, yeah. The 3 words you don't, and CQ will tell you this. The 3 words you never want to hear in the military. Statement of causes. Statement of cause. Because if you lose it, you are paying for it and 2 more. Because even if you lose something that's worth, like, perfect example, before we I don't want to get totally off track. Perfect example, basic training. My battle buddy lost his protective mask because he didn't lock up his wall locker. That's a big no-no in the barracks, especially if Joe Sergeant finds it. He lost his protective mask. It cost him $475.
What's a protective mask? So for people who don't know what that is.
The gas mask. The gas mask. So he lost it. And this was the year, these were brand new masks that came into the rotation for the Army.
Ooh. He got his ass chewed the fuck out. He got smoked, didn't he?
Yes. Yes. He got smoked. And I had to ride that smoke with him because I was his buddy. I was his battle buddy. And
how pissed were you?
Really pissed. Because when we went down to supply to get another one, I said, do not fucking lose this thing. Again. Please. And then the biggest irony we found out while we were working in the supply room, there was 2 people. There was an E5 who later got promoted at that time, and an E3, private first class. Now, the private first class, she just joined the Army. She's like maybe in her 2nd or 3rd year. And now one of her jobs is she's working in the supply room at a basic training. And when we were working there, she was like, what happened? And we told her, like, he lost his mask. How much did it cost? How much did he have to pay? I said $475. And she laughed like, I'm like, okay, PFC, what's going on? She's like, honestly, on record, these things cost about maybe a little over $200, $250. And we're like, huh?
The military needs to make money off your asses somehow.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, is there a reason? And that's what she said. The 3 words you don't want to hear is statement of cause and statement of charge. You lose it, you're paying for it. But here's the thing. You're not only paying for the one you lost, but you're paying for 2 more that stays in the supply room. Because their responsibility is not only to be up to the maximum allotted they need, but they're also supposed to have an extra 10% of certain items in their supply room. So he basically paid for at least 2, maybe 3 extra. He paid for not only his mask, but for at least maybe 2 more masks as well.
I think that's their way of teaching you a lesson. So as you're talking, I looked up on Amazon for a good pair of level 1 night vision goggles, right? AGM's goggles, or they're called, all right? NVG50 L1 digital tubing night vision goggles. To me, I don't know the terminology. You might know a little better than
NVG means night vision goggles.
All right. $4,599.
That's believable. That's believable.
Yeah.
Because ironically, we're one. Because if I remember, yeah, that's your tax dollars at work. And the thing people don't realize, I think last time I remember, I think we're the only country that still uses night vision.
Really? Why is that?
Your tax dollars at work. That's what gives them. That's what gives a lot of our fighters the advantage. We got some tech that most countries don't have. The Brits don't have it. The French don't have it. The Germans don't have it. The Israelis don't have it. The Russians don't have it. Night vision,
Really?
because you could do a lot with night vision. It's not just for looking for your target and hunt down your target. You can use night vision to go driving in. You can use night vision for flying.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of pilots use it now. I see they're on top of their helmets and you flip it down.
Yeah,
I think they only
yeah,
use the one eye. They don't use both eyes. Just most of the times, is what I heard. I
yeah.
might be wrong on that.
What it is that you got some variations. The monocle goes over your non-dominant eye, and then what it does. Okay, Carter. Sorry about that. He's a little thirsty.
You're good.
What happens is it goes over your non-dominant eye, and then what happens is you use something else for your dominant eye. And what it's supposed to do is, it's okay, Carter, calm down. And what it does is it's supposed to build that optical illusion of taking the setup for both items, and you see them both at the same time as one. That's basically what it's used for. And it's not that easy to use. I remember doing an exercise where we had the night vision monocle, and it's very difficult because you have to keep it over your non-dominant eye and still concentrate with your dominant eye at the same time. So what it does is it gives off that effect of I can see everything with both my eyes at the same time. So you're basically tricking your brain to say I can see something without having something, without looking at something. And it's very challenging because you have to learn to concentrate and not get distracted while you have it on. It's a pain in the neck. The other two drawbacks about night vision: no depth perception and no peripheral vision. That's why if you ever
No, I
noticed,
bet.
say again.
I bet.
Yeah, and that's why if you ever noticed the newer version of the night vision goggles, you see 4 monocle spots instead of just 2. Like before, you just have just 2 and you put them on. Now that's why they have 4, because the extra set that you see through is to compensate for your peripheral vision.
Okay,
So
so
it
it's
is
literally
difficult,
it's literally same thing but times 2.
and it helps compensate for your lack of peripheral vision. So that's one of the reasons why it's set up like that intentionally. But it is a bit of a challenge too. It is,
Okay, that
and
makes
you
sense.
really have to, yeah, because you have to learn to count. Because the thing is, you have to learn to keep your eyes open and not blink, really. Because the last thing you want to do is you want to do something like you're doing something in particular. You blink, and then all of a sudden you run into a bit of a problem because you thought you saw something because your eyelash got in the way. So it takes a good amount of practice, and you got to be comfortable using it, and you got to have that sense of confidence. Like, okay, this is for me for a reason, but you got to learn to be comfortable using it as well. Like if you get kind of antsy and worked up, it's gonna be hard. If you learn to just be relaxed and just do it, then you'll see it come into work. And it's very challenging. And one of the groups that actually flies with them a lot with the night vision are the group of the 160th SOAR, Special Operations Aviation Regiment. That's why they're called Night Stalkers.
Yeah.
And just going back to when Delta Force was started, that's how the Night Stalkers got started. These helicopter pilots, all trained to fly at night. For that reason, it's that sense of comfort of looking at your instruments, looking outside, and not getting easily distracted by any little flash. and that's not easy. So that going for like 4,500 bucks, yeah, I can believe that. I can definitely believe that.
And it's not a
Trust.
4 scope; it's only a 2 scope.
The two scopes are the two scopes is still a challenge because that's what makes it that's what makes it difficult for your peripheral vision. That's
Yeah,
what hurts
but
your
I'm
peripheral
saying
vision.
for that price I gave you is only a 2 scope, not a 4 scope.
Oh, the two scopes? I'm surprised they still got them in the system. I'm surprised you can still find them. But
But
hey,
it's Amazon too. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even gonna ask how that happened. I'm not even gonna ask. If a supply sergeant is missing a pair of night vision goggles,
Oh no,
you know where they are
these are
now.
like legit from like that. They're brand new on Amazon. They're not military grade or anything like that. They're just regular goggles, night vision goggles. They're
Oh,
not
okay.
military
That's a
grade
different
or anything
story
like
then.
that.
Okay, different
Yeah,
story
I'm not
then.
saying they're
Different story then.
like they're not like the 4 eyes like
Right.
you're used to seeing. It's literally a pair of goggles like that. You can flip them down or hold them up, whatever you do, and hope for the best. And like
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
used
see any
those.
reason
I've
civilian use
used
night goggles.
no,
Go ahead.
no. Honestly, I've used the two versions. I used the two versions. I used the monocle. I never used the four version. I never used the four version, but people I know who use the four version, they told me that it takes a little getting used to because not
Of
only
course.
you're looking forward with the goggles and you have, you got pointing out, but you have that habit of trying to look to out of the corners of your eyes, and that's why they have the extra set there. It's to help with that because now you have something to help you compensate for your peripheral vision, but you still gotta really. It does take a good amount of time to work with them. It's not
The
that
one I
simple. It's
see
not
online
that
a
easy.
lot selling, the one I see a lot online selling, the level 1, it's a one like it looks like something from Ghostbusters. It has one scope, but it has
Uh
two
huh.
eyes in it. You know what I'm saying?
Those are the older versions. Those
Yeah,
are the
and they're
older
going for about two
versions.
grand
Yeah, those are the
on
older
the civilian
versions.
market. About 2 grand. You're talking about.
Those are the ones that I remember training on when they first started introduced. Those are the ones I remember training on and everything else. And it was a pain in the neck because the helmets I wore back then aren't like the helmets they wear now. It's a different variation. And it wasn't
Oh yeah,
something
they're
like
more
small.
comfortable now.
Yeah, I missed out. Lucky bastard. Damn. These guys are so fucking lucky. They don't realize it. Seriously. And also the real
And they allow you to use cell phones too.
don't remind me. The cell phones, the ready to wear uniforms, the brown suede boots, instead of wearing the black ones that got to spit that take hours upon hours to spit shine. These new guys are lucky. The one thing that I give them credit for that I wish we had when I was in those combat shirts. The t-shirt it's very like comfortable in the front and the back, and then and they got the tactical sleeves. I wish we had those when I was in. That would have made things a whole lot easier and made things a lot more comfortable. Because we had to do certain things to modify our uniforms to make things comfortable wearing our gear. Either tucking them in our pants, or one thing that I remember some guys would do, they had the bottom pockets taken off of the BD tops. That way it made it easier for them to put some of their stuff on too. Like a lot of the stuff these guys wear now compared to when I was in, they got some stuff that I wish they had when I was in 30 years ago. It would have made things a lot easier and more comfortable. That I can tell you. That I can honestly say.
Oh, I bet.
I give them credit because at least now they pay attention to what they have to wear. But the fatigues they had to wear after I got out looked like pea soup. And it took a long time for them to realize they made a mistake going with that pattern because they still stood out. Like it didn't matter whether in the woods or in the desert, they stood out.
Are you talking about the digital ammo they were running for a while?
Yes.
I
And
thought it
then
was
they would
cool actually when it first came out. I thought it was cool as hell.
nah. It looked
But
like pea soup.
I get it for a combat. combat, it was probably like it wasn't the best. I think what
Nah,
was
it
it? The
wasn't.
Marines did the best one at the time, and that's the only one that stuck.
Because they patented the multicams.
Yeah.
They came up with that. They were developing that, and they patented it. So no other branch can use them. Not the Navy, and people don't realize the Navy and the Marine Corps work side by side with each other. So not the Navy, not the Army, not the Air Force, and not the Coast Guard could use could use that pattern. And if you look real close at the multicam pattern, you will always find an eagle, globe, and anchor in it. And Marines hold that item very sacred to them.
Daddy?
And I give them credit for that. I really do. Because they set it up, it worked, and they're still using it 25 years later. They made really no significant changes to it. It still works. And all they did was they took the color setup off the BDUs and the DCUs, the Desert Fatigues, and just went to a digital version, and that's it. And the only other thing they changed, they went from black boots to the suede boots, and that's it. But other than that, they kept it simple. Simple and straightforward. The Army made mistakes, didn't want to realize they made mistakes, took them a long time to finally get it right. Navy, they kind of got it right and everything else. Unfortunately, they couldn't follow the lead of the Marine Corps. And ironically, they actually came out with a blue set of fatigues too, called blueberries. They called blueberries.
Yeah, I know the blue ones. I never liked the blue ones. Fatigues. And I like it again. And maybe it was the era when the digital came out. I was just coming out of high school. Remember that?
Mhm.
So I fell in love with those because I wanted to join. I thought it was cool. You think different when you're younger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
The only thing about
and the thing I tell everybody, and you can vouch for me, the thing you're gonna vouch is like, when is it military grade? It doesn't mean the most expensive. It means the most cheapest most times.
yes.
Am I right or wrong?
Yes. And people get that, and people think military grade. Oh yeah, that's great. It's durable. Really? Seriously?
Yeah. Like I tell people all the time, like the shirts you guys used to wear, like now they got good shirts because Under Armour donates a lot of stuff for them. And they wear the green Under Armour shirts now underneath, that stuff. And it's logo shit out of it, like Under Armour, Under Armour, Under Armour, Under Armour.
Yeah.
Even when your boxers, they have Under Armour, but it's like a logo, both act cheeks and a fucking penis area. So it's everywhere. I mean, Call of Duty. I mean, not Call of Duty. I'm sorry. I was talking, Under Armour, but that's a tax write-off for them, so they know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they are, because actually somebody I know, one manager I used to work for, when he came back from a rotation in the desert, he had some Under Armour t-shirts, the brown t-shirts, and he was like, "Yo, listen, I got a couple pairs. You want them? I'll take them." He gave me 3 pairs. I tried them out. I was like, "Yo, these things are comfortable. They were light. It was comfortable, and they only had just the logo blended in. That was it. It was comfortable. It was light. It didn't feel like it was sticking to you when you sweat." And I was like, "Why couldn't I have this when I was in?" Because one of the tricks that we had to do that helped with our uniforms and everything else, just for it to still look presentable, we would buy the t-shirts one size smaller than what we wear, and then we would wear them backwards. That was the trick that we had to do, and to make sure that our shirts look presentable while in uniform.
Huh.
Yeah. People didn't realize that. Like, there was certain cheat codes and everything else. Hold on. Give me a minute. Who's playing that music in the background? I think that's happening behind me. Hold on.
That is interesting. Wearing your backs. Honestly, like, I don't know if I could get away wearing my super. I'm so anal with that stuff. I am so anal.
Wearing a
It's
shirt.
funny. Why would like
Little things like that.
ahead.
The best thing I like about the uniforms we had, and I know people didn't like it, pressing our uniforms. Pressing the uniform, it was easy to press them. It was easy to starch them, to make them look right in the whole nine. The trick to pressing your uniforms and making sure you use the right amount of starch, you don't spray it directly onto it. You spray it up and let it fall. That's how I learned to iron. I spray
So
up,
if my
let
keyboard right here is my uniform, I go like
uh huh.
this versus like this.
You
That's
yes,
actually kind of smart.
spray up, let it fall on its own. If you press, no flakes. Or if you get flakes, you get very little amount of flakes. You just brush it off. Two things that we always kept in our pocket: a nail clipper and a lighter. If you had
Oh, for the strings.
loose string on your uniform, don't pull it. You use a lighter, it'll melt it. Just pat it off. You're good. Another trick: just get the nail clipper, cut it, use the lighter to melt it, and you're good to go. Little tricks
I
like that.
see the Tomb of Unknown Soldiers, the Sentinels. They
Yeah,
use lighters all the time to fix their uniforms right before they go out.
yeah.
And their jobs, you think, being infantry is hard. Their job is 10 times worse, I think.
It's hard to become a tomb sentry. You got to go through a process to become a tomb
Oh, yeah.
sentry. One of my buddies I was in, he's a retired firefighter. He actually did. He was actually a tomb sentry at Arlington for 3 years. He said that was the best 3 years he spent in the army, was working as a tomb sentry. He said the
Oh, why
real
is that?
challenge was, say again,
Why was his best time doing that?
because it's a very small number of people that can say that they were a tomb sentry. Plus,
That I do know.
there's a badge that you wear on your uniform saying that you were a tomb sentry at Arlington, and a very
Hmm.
small number of people to have that. So yes, it takes a long time to spit shine your boots and extra starch on your dress blues to make them look perfect, to make sure that the creases are there and present. The gloves, wearing the uniform, the whole 9 yards. And the good thing he told me was you're not doing it by yourself getting ready. You always have people helping you. You have always one or two individuals helping you make sure that you're ready and look presentable when you put on that uniform. Plus, also at the same time, you take a significant number of steps from one side to the other, and everything's done in silence. You don't call cadence or anything else. You do everything in silence. And he said
The
that
only
was one of
time,
the.
the only time
I
that I
was
see them talk when they're changing soldiers, I guess,
Yeah, change the
guard,
yeah, bro, yeah,
change of
yeah,
the guard.
change
That's
of
the
the
only time.
guard.
It's a ceremony. People don't understand. It's a performance almost, if you really think about it, because they have to follow steps. It's like a dance.
Is it?
Like step. They click their boots, their shoes there.
Yep,
Sir, they have a little metal. Please correct me, a metal piece on their rifles. When they hit the ground, makes that sound
yeah,
every time. And they,
right. There's
they
something
even
on,
flip their yeah, they flip their rifles and everything. It's because you're showing respect to fallen dead.
right, but also they're doing the inspection as well.
Or am I wrong?
The senior NCO is also doing the
Oh
inspection,
yeah,
make sure your weapon is up to standard. Is the standard to stand guard as the sentry. That's why.
yeah. And people don't realize that they think those guys are not those rifles are not actually loaded. They're fully loaded and ready to go. You cross that barrier, they will shoot to kill. They have no problem doing that.
They'll
They
warn
will
you.
release
They'll
you.
give you a warning, and they will be loud.
Absolutely, yeah,
They will be loud.
yeah.
They'll say it one time only. You do not obey, and actually on record, the old guard, the third infantry, the third army, aka the old guard, the sentries, they're the only unit within the army that's authorized to use bayonets on their rifles. That's why
Let me
you
ask you a
see a fixed
question. Do you
bayonet.
know, as a military person, let me ask you a question. As a military guy, have those sentry soldiers ever have to use lethal force to stop somebody as they're guarding the tomb?
They'll do it if they have to. They will if they have to. As far as I
But I'm saying,
know,
do you know if they ever had to? Do
honestly,
you know
to be
if
honest,
they
not
ever
really.
had to?
They haven't, but they take their job very serious because it goes along with the general orders. And my first general order
And can
is
you
I will
please
guard
explain to the
everything.
public?
The general
I'm sorry.
orders. The general orders.
Yeah, can you explain to the public what that is?
All right.
I know what they are because I'm a military fan, but people who are not.
The general orders are the responsibilities that you must obey and fall and pay attention to and abide by while you're performing any type of sentry duty, whether it's something like that, or whether you're the Toon Sentry at Arlington or you're doing CQ, charge of quarters. Your first general order is I will guard everything within the limits of my post. I will guard everything within my post and guard. Oh god, damn!
Come on, you can do it.
30
You're a
years.
military
I
guy. You can
first
do it.
learned
Come on.
this 30 years ago, and they made me
Come on,
drill it in my
soldier.
head when I first got there. I will guard
Come on,
everything
soldier.
within.
Soldier.
I will guard everything within the limits of my post and quit my post when I am properly relieved. That is my first general order. My second general order is
Okay.
I will perform all my duties within a military manner. My third general order is I will report any incident, situations, and non-emergencies to the commander of the relief. Those are my three general orders.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question. I not a question, more a statement. Actually, let me phrase that before I get to it. When I went to the unknown, the 2 million soldier, people were pretty cool, everything that day. All right.
Right.
But the people have tested their luck, like to the point like they're crossing the barrier, and they will get out formation and they say get back in, get back in, get behind the rope or get back to this to the siege, whatever the orders. I can't give guys credit because that uniform cannot be light in the summer in 90-degree weather, walking back and forth. That
Uniform
had
is
to
not
be
made
brutal.
for comfort.
Now,
That
I'm
uniform
sorry.
is not made for comfort. That uniform.
Now
military
winter has to
uniforms
be even
are
worse.
not made for comfort.
Yeah, in the winter it has to be worse. In like when it's snowing and you're
Yeah.
walking back and forth and nobody's there watching or anything,
Exactly.
and you think nobody's watching. Somebody's always watching you.
Somebody's always watching. My friend of mine told me that there's always somebody watching, making sure you're doing everything to standard. And they take the job they take that responsibility very, very serious. And he also told me two things that they do that most people don't realize. It's on both Memorial Day and it's on Veterans Day. One is called the Flag In, where members of the old guard and other groups within the military, usually like the Marine Corps Silent Drill Team or any other group that's stationed within Arlington and anywhere around Arlington, what they do is they gather around, they get flags, and what they do is they go to every single headstone. They make sure they do their proper measurement, and they take an American flag. They use their if I remember, I think they use their right heel as the guide to when they put it in the ground. Then they do an about face. They salute the fallen, and they move on to the next headstone. And one other thing that they do,
It's
also,
funny you said that because when I went up there was during Memorial Weekend, and every tombstone had a flag on it, even from the Civil War tombstones.
Yep.
And when I was walking by, I was more amazed than anything seeing tombstones from the Civil War era.
Yeah.
I didn't know they went that far back.
Yeah. And the one thing that you're going to see, all those tombstones are dressed and covered, lined up right behind, one next to the other, one in front and behind the other, all lined up, dressed and covered.
They're in sync, in line, like is no one misplaced. No one has any special. The only ones that have special tombstones are the presidents, usually, or high generals. Those are the only ones that they were a little different. Everybody else had the same one, a plain white one with a cross on it and their rank, their name, birth, and all that stuff. But nothing else. But if anybody has not gone to it, and you have time to visit DC, I highly recommend going there.
Yeah.
Emotional is an understatement. You get there,
Oh,
you feel some
definitely.
kind of emotional you cannot explain. And definitely, if you are friends, family, or military like yourself, you will get extremely emotional
Oh,
because I
definitely.
lost buddies of mine in the military, and just feeling that I was like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
I can't
And
explain
the
it.
thing, the one thing my friend told me also, when the old guard gather, they do this twice a year at the same time. They do something called a silent run. They gather in formation. They do a run in PT uniforms early in the morning, just run like early in the morning, and they do a run throughout the grounds. Dead silence, no cadence. They know how to do everything.
Really,
Yeah, they know how to do everything. They know how to stay in step and everything else. Everything in dead silence, simply because you're paying respect to the fallen there. There's no need to make any noise. And for those who aren't on sentry detail, the other things that they're doing, they're taking care of the horses. They're making sure that the grounds are kept up. Any type of equipment, anything at all whatsoever is kept up and maintained. There was an issue I remember reading about where some of the horses that were used for military burials, the ones that do the horse-drawn caisson, the riderless horse with the boots pointing backwards to be never ridden again, those horses are maintained. There was a problem where some of the horses were getting sick. Some of the horses, unfortunately, passed on. They had to retire, so on and so forth. So they brought someone in to help the members of the Old Guard with how to shoe the horses, how to make sure that the hooves are taken care of correctly, how to make sure that they're stay healthy when you ride them, making sure that that they're well maintained, they're well groomed, and well kept. They
hmm
upgraded a lot of the facilities where the horses are kept as well, so on and so forth. So they just started doing this. I forgot how long ago. So now the horses that they use, they're taken care of. The horses are in excellent condition. Any horses that have been there for a significant amount of time, they're retired. Get to ride off into a very nice prairie where they can go about doing their business. They also help train the horses to make sure that they can do everything when it comes to these services. And even them are doing everything to standard. It's a challenge, and it's a lot that goes on to making sure that everything at Arlington is maintained. But like I said, when my friend did it, he considered it both a privilege and an honor. That's what he said. It was the best 3 years he ever spent during the time in the Army because he knew there were other people that came before him, and he knew that others were going to come after him. And the fact that you get to be part of a select group, that in itself says something. Whether it's the Old Guard, the Silent Drill Team for the Marine Corps, the Army Band, anyone, any service members, or any group that's involved in this type of responsibilities at Arlington, you're part of a very small select few that everyone wish had an opportunity to do just for one day, just to say that they did. That's important. And then people don't realize when you go down to Arlington, yes, you'll find presidents and their spouses. You will find members of the Supreme Court, members of Congress. You even have the remains you have a memorial that's there for those who sadly lost their lives on the Challenger disaster. You have one thing most people didn't know. You have a monument there in tribute to those who died on September 11th at the Pentagon. It's a
yeah, I saw that.
it's a five-sided memorial, and inside are the remains of some of at least 5 remains of those that could not be identified. And on the outside of the monument are the names of the men, the women, and sadly the children who died there on that day. The people on board the airplane and the people that are working at the Pentagon. So I tell people, Arlington, it's hallowed ground. And for a lot of our service, for a lot of us guys who served and who are veterans, that's how significant and important it is to us.
All right, here it is. I want to show you guys this really fast. Hang on 1 second. This is back in 2016 when I went there. This is Robert F. Kennedy. This was Officer J.F. Kennedy. Joe F. Kennedy. I'm sorry. The immortal flame for his tomb. I think this is the war you're talking about right now, right?
The one with the Pentagon?
No, at the memorial.
Oh, at Arlington? Oh, that
Yeah.
is. Let's see which one that is. No, that's not the one at the Pentagon. I think that's something else. I forgot what that one is. The real cool story about John F. Kennedy when he was laid to rest. Rumor has it that he was the rumor has it is that he had a green beret put in his casket.
Was he a Green Beret?
Because no. What happened was he signed off the executive order to authorize special forces to wear the beret. What happened was here's a crazy story. Now here's a crazy story. Word got special forces weren't authorized to wear the berets, so they would wear them in secret, so on and so forth.
I think I remember hearing about this.
Yeah, they weren't authorized to wear them. Now what happened was word got around that Kennedy wanted to see them. So they're scrambling around the base trying to find berets for all the guys, for all the SF guys. So they went as far as finding maroon berets that were worn by the 82nd or black berets that were worn by the Rangers, painting them green and everything else, and then just have the guys wear them. Kennedy arrives, he sees them, he sees what what they're all about, here's what they do, sees the demonstration, so on and so forth. He's impressed. During his speech, it starts to rain. And while it's raining, the guys that had the painted green berets, the paint's starting to wash off and everything else, and starting to reveal the actual colors of the berets that were under it. But the thing was, everything he said it was a symbol of excellence. And there were a couple other things I remember what he said. He basically saw it as a symbol of excellence and basically just talked about how these were the top tier guys. And he signed an executive order authorizing it. When he passed away, rumor has it is they slipped the green beret in his casket as a way of saying thank you. That's why if you go to Fort Bragg, the Special Warfare School bears his name. And every year, all the SF groups, and every year on his birthday, all the SF groups gather at Arlington to pay tribute. Every SF group within the Army. And there's 2 SF groups that are National Guard, 2, the 19th and the 25th. I think one's out of Utah and the other one's out of Alabama. They're the only National Guard units within the Army that are Special Forces qualified. So all the groups come out to pay tribute to them, as a way of saying thank you for giving us the privilege and the honor to wear these berets.
That'd be a big thing for them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But we're coming towards the end of the show. Do you want to start putting your final thoughts in so it's closing out?
Yes. All right. My final thoughts, my final thoughts is Call of Duty has been one of those game series that you surprised that it's lasted the test of time. From the D-Day invasion of Normandy to some of the modern to the modern events that have taken place, such as the 13-hour fight in Benghazi, to even possibly what could take place within the next 20, 30, 40 years from now. It's found a way to stand the test of time. In some cases, realistic. In some cases, over the top. Excellent stories. Recognizable actors and actresses who help tell those stories. The occasional, people who rage quit because somebody cheated. We all heard the stories, and we all know what Call of Duty means to anyone who's played the game, who has played the games, or who continues to play the games. And now the fact that they're going to be looking to revamp this will be really interesting to see. And also, I found out that they're going to be making a movie out of this. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see. So, to those who want to have an understanding of what it's like to be some of these individuals, that's what this game does. You hear the stories about a lot of these men and what they do, what they train to do, what they give up, what they sacrifice. This is one of the safe routes to do it. And whether you're playing by yourself and doing the story, or you play with a group of friends, or you do the free-for-all, either way, it brings a little something different, but it also brings something a little bit familiar. And that's all I got to say. And those are some words we're thinking about. Thank you.
And you're welcome for me telling you they're making a Call of Duty movie, by the way.
And I also found out who's also helping out in that, who's helping out, and why I think it's going to be good.
Oh, who'd you find out?
Well, one of the writers in the movie is going to be Taylor Sheridan.
It's not official yet. That's a rumor only right now, right?
I hope that rumor is true, because if you ever watched Yellowstone, Mayor of Kingstown,
That's right. They did say that because some of the scenes of the new Call of Duty games are up his alley because they have like a Western feel to it almost.
So if you ever watched Yellowstone, Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King, that all has Taylor Sheridan's hands all over it, and you're not going to be, and hopefully, you're not going to be disappointed. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, really fast schedule updates, and we're getting the heck out of here. So tomorrow we are having a gray area. So make sure to tune in. Me and Paul, we're gonna chop it up and have a great conversation. And if my memory is correct, I know how to schedule from. I think it's open.
I think it's the call-in show. I think it's the call-in show.
Okay. So definitely stop by and talk shit because you guys love talking shit. And Monday is the first new date of the wrestling talk show. Me and Anton will be chopping on Mondays from now on, and on Tuesday, the topic is going to be forgive them or cut them off.
That's gonna be interesting as well.
And for next hangout show, we're going mano a mano, Call of Duty versus Battlefield. Which one is the better first-person shooter war game?
Can't wait.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice conversation. Except that, guys, I am the Spartan. He's my man, Anton. As always, make sure you hit like and make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe. And as always, also, stay fresh, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Have a safe.